and welcome back to another episode of the 31 Nights of Halloween Horror! Rainbows from Hell. Episode number 17. Yes, 17. After last night's episode of the very sleazy, very wrong, and dare I say, sneaky movie, Daughter of Darkness. I mean, it was called Daughter of Darkness. It's about a family that gets slaughtered because the daughter was sick and tired of the mental, physical, and sexual abuse that she was suffering. And you would think, that's not a comedy. But it is. Well, you know, lesson learned, lesson learned, lesson learned. So, tonight, I thought I would do a review of a movie that's a bit more respectable, and also was kind of controversial when it came out. A movie that was actually tweeted about by Horror Addicts. If you don't know Horror Addicts, they are a YouTube channel, and they also are active on Twitter, and they do horror-themed content with their entire family, kids included, because, you know, the family that watches massacres together stays together. Anyways, no, they're really great guys. They have over 2,000 subs, and they put out way better content than I do. Their production values are way better than mine, and, you know, it's a shame that they don't have the, you know, 100,000 subscribers that they deserve. You know, you look at my channel, which is practically dead, but still has over 10,000 subscribers, which just boggles my mind. I don't even know why. And I would love to give them a shout out and send over like 1,000 to 10,000 of my subscribers to their channel, but no one's actually watching this video, so they can't. Sorry guys, I tried. Anyways, follow them on Twitter also, at Horror Addicts, or is it The Horror Addicts? They're me, not doing my research, but then again, you basically look them up. I mean, I'm following them, and you know where my Twitter address is, right? So, I don't know. Anyways, it's also a movie that I was planning to do for this year. I found it at a store for real cheap during the summer, and I went, there we go, I'm grabbing it, it's mine. And it was also on the 101 Horror Movies You Must View Before You Die book, which is a book that I am going through movie by movie, slowly but surely, to get all of them before I die. So hopefully I'm there. I mean, there are especially some really good classic movies out there that some people may not really even know about it. So anyways, so what movie am I talking about? Well, of course it's the movie M. No, it's The Bad Seed. The Bad Seed. Here you go on Blu-ray. Like I said, they had like one of them. I saw it was on sale, and I went, mine. Oops. Hug it a little hard there. I was like, I better not. But it's mine, it's mine. Anyway, so what is The Bad Seed about? Well, The Bad Seed is about this American family. The father is a colonel in the armed forces. He just recently got called back to Washington to do some work. You have the wife, the mother, who is the daughter of a famous writer, and then of course you have the little girl, the daughter, Rhoda. She is the perfect little child, the blonde hair, pigtailed Aryan dream of Nazi Germany with the sociopathic skills they want to. Anyways, this seemingly perfect family living in an apartment complex, wonderful to all their neighbors, the landlady who fancies herself an amateur psychiatrist, psychologist, absolutely loves them and their little child. She is perfect in every way. She is studious, she's polite, and she is well-dressed and well-mannered. Everything a parent could want, except for the fact that she's a fucking sociopath. She wants something, she's gonna get it. And by God, if you stand in her way, you better watch out. So what is the whole linchpin of this film? Well, she's attending a school, and there was a penmanship contest. And for my younger viewers, penmanship was a study in school where you had to write legibly and neatly, write words, instead of texting or typing it out on the computer that we do nowadays. So that was a thing. I don't know if they still do it nowadays in school, but it was a thing when I went to school too. So there you go. But anyways, they had a competition, and she lost. She lost to this punk brat Claude, who definitely didn't deserve it, at least in her opinion. And she felt robbed, and she deserves that medal, and that medal is hers. And you know what? She's not gonna let that slide. She's gonna get that medal. And if it means going to a picnic and drowning a little boy to do it, well, fuck it, man, she's gonna do it. And basically that's what happens. The little boy is drowned. Everyone thinks it's a tragic accident, though he had bruises on his hands and bruise on his forehead, and his neatly pinned medal that was on his shirt was mysteriously missing. And all of a sudden you start to hear things about, well, actually, Rhoda was the last one to be seen with him while he was alive. And of course, the poor mother of the child is like trying to find answers, and no one's really telling her anything. And she's like, well, I need to talk to this girl. She knows something. She was the last to see him alive. And of course, the mother... The mother of Rhoda's mother, traumatized that her daughter had to go through something, even though it seems that Rhoda's really, just brush it off. It's not really all that affected. And there's like a line where Rhoda's mother was like, well, why are you not more distraught? It's like, why should I be distraught, mother? It was Claude that got himself drowned, not me. And so slowly and surely, you have this build-up where you see this perfect angel be this sociopathic monster who puts on a pretty face for everyone, acts ways that she thinks people should act to garner their attention and affections. And honestly, like when the mother is kind of interrogating her about what was happening, and how Rhoda would try to just, change the subject, talk about other things. She'd click her heels together as a distraction, anything, any way to manipulate the situation out of her basically being guilty of murder. And the other part of the movie, which honestly is the biggest part of the movie, is the mother of Rhoda and her journey from from having the perfect family and the perfect daughter to the realization that her daughter is a monster, that she is evil. And there's a couple other twists that happen in this movie and are quite interesting. And this movie is very psychological. It is very story driven. It is not an action filled epic, but it is an interesting, engrossing study of the breakdown of a person, the realization, the struggle, because she's, this daughter of hers is her daughter. She loves her, but she knows she's a monster. And what's she gonna do? What's she gonna do? Is she gonna turn her in to the police? Is she going to try to help her cover up her crimes and hope for the best, that nothing else happens again? Try to forget about all this stuff? Or is she going to do something to take the matters into her own hand, to fix the situation? And that's the thing. The distraught emotions of this woman, her mental breakdown coming toward the end, was just engrossing, and it entrenched me in this movie, and it was brilliantly done. So let's get to those scores. So Violence and Gore, I'm giving it 1 out of 5. Really, all the mayhem happens off camera, except for the end. The very last scene was dare I say electric? Yeah, I mean, no, it wasn't electric chair type of execution. No, but someone did ride the lightning. Oh my goodness. Anyways, there's a lesson in there for you kids, but I wasn't supposed to divulge the shocking ending according to the message at the end of this film. But there you go. Violence and gore, 1 out of 5. Shock value, other than the lightning. Other than that, shock value, 2 out of 5. This movie is not about jump scares. It's about just the psychology of the situation, the psychology of a sociopath, the psychology of a family member who sees, to her horror, what's going on and has a feeling of powerlessness on what to do about it. And though there are moments that are shocking, especially toward the end, I'm giving it a 2 out of 5 because of those moments, though. Don't expect jump scares. And, like, I mean, it was powerful. When she closed the door, I had, like, this snap going back to some old literary techniques and went, oh, God. And then, yeah, sure enough, what happens. But it was great and powerful, so I'm giving that a 2 out of 5. Acting, I'm giving it a 5 out of 5. These performances were awesome. The mother, her distraught, just transformation into the perfect wife, into someone who just is losing her mind and doesn't know what to do and doesn't seem like she can turn to anyone else to help. And she wants to keep her perfect family, but she doesn't know what's going on, and she knows her daughter's a monster. And then, of course, the daughter's performance is maniacal. You can see the callousness when she has her conversations with the one of the land tenants, not the tenants, but one of the handymen, and the handyman knows he can see through her because he's kind of similar to her, and they're back and forth, and you can just see her turn a switch and become nasty and vindictive and vile and demanding. And but when the other adults are around, she's all sweet, sunshine, lollipops, manipulation. And so yes, it's a chilling performance all around. And even like the side peripheral characters gave great performances. The discussions that they were having about psychology and whether it was nature versus nurture when it comes to murderers. Are some people just naturally born killers, or are they products of their environment? And that's one of the questions brought up throughout this movie. So 5 out of 5 for the acting. Plot, 5 out of 5. Look, all the elements from foreshadowing, Chekhov's gun, all of those things are done in this movie and done brilliantly. It felt like there was never a loose end. The only problem that I would ever have with this movie is two things. Yes, it is long. It's over 2 hours long. There are times where it feels a little tedious. And the ending, there is a natural cutoff in this movie after a reveal at the hospital where they could have just rolled credits and it would have been menacing and shocking, and you would have been like, fuck. But instead, they had more stuff afterwards, and sure, we get what happens at the very, very end because of it, but it just felt unnecessary and added to the length of the movie. And honestly, I thought it would have has more impact if it would have ended where it did. But I'm not going to give it negative points because it was still brilliant. So 5 out of 5. Nudity, 0 out of 5. I mean, 50s plus. I mean, nothing really, like the old landlady gets a shower scene. I mean, no. So anyways, 0 out of 5. One of those, this is definitely a case of a movie, and there are a lot of them out there, that doesn't need all the extra stuff, that doesn't need all the salacious stuff to entertain you. However, I'm not saying, like, if you want to throw in a bunch of violence, go right ahead. I'm not going to complain about that stuff. So I'm never, ever going to say a movie is too violent. Never, never. And if I do, it's time for you to, like, put me out, because that's, I'm no longer me. Anyway, so, enjoyment factor, I'm giving it a 4 out of 5. Thoroughly enjoyed this movie. Yes, it is slow at times. I did kind of have a problem with how they ended it. And other than that, it's still a great movie. Yes, some of the younger folk and newer audiences will go and it's not scary, it's not violent, it's not a horror movie. Fuck you. I like it, and it's well put together, and it is emotional and powerful. And if you can't, if you just want blood and guts and gore, yes, you can find that, and more power to you. I do love my blood, guts, and gore, but yes, this still is a powerful and great movie. So there, 4 out of 5. My overall impression is a 4 out of 5. Just a great movie that even to this day still lives up. I mean, it probably doesn't have the same shock as it did when it first came out. I mean, come on, a movie about like this type of subject matter with the stuff that happens toward the end would probably have just caused people to freak out in the theater. So, but nowadays, not so much, but still very solid, very good, and I recommend it. Horror addicts, recommend it, and you should watch it. The Bad Seed. That averages out to 3 out of 5. Look at that. A movie that has little violence and gore and no nudity still can pull a 3 out of 5 on the composite average. That means it's filled with a lot of other goodies, and it is. So there you have it. The Bad Seed. Have you watched The Bad Seed? Tell me what you think in the comment section below. And check out the Horror Addicts on Twitter. Check out their YouTube channel. And I'm going to leave it at that. Everyone, episode 17 done. And we will see you tomorrow night for another wonderful, wonderful movie that hopefully isn't a comedy in disguise. Anyways, so until then, Internet, what would you give me if I gave you a basket of kisses? Like, honestly, I'm not going to give you a basket of kisses. I mean, unless, you're available, in town, like the kind of stuff I like, then maybe. But until then, maybe I'll settle for that basket full of hugs. No solicitation of physical contact is permitted. Sorry.